Hi everybody, welcome. It's Joni at Granny J Clay, and I put out a very short video the other day, and I did some beading with these little beads that are, oh, they're so pretty, they're periwinkle. And so I'm back. I wanted to show you what I'm doing, and I will show you some of probably one set, and then I will pause the video and I'll do the rest, and I'll come back so we can do something together with all of them. But I just wanted to show you, I have found the beads I want to use. I love, love, love this kind of copper looking color with periwinkle. And so I decided I'd use those, and then I found these cube beads that are periwinkle. So I decided to use those too. And here is one that I finished over here. Let's see if I can bring it maybe right over in the middle so you can see it better. But there is a jump ring. Let me see if I can show you right there. There's a jump ring right in the middle, and then all I did was attach all of these, and I alternated them as I put them on. And I put 4 of each of these pretty copper looking beads on, and 4 of these beads, and I'm only adding 3 of those. So this is what it looks like on the other side, if I can bring the beads up. Anyway, when it sits on a necklace, it looks so pretty. Isn't that pretty? I just think that's lovely. Just lovely. Maybe if I could bring it up to you a little bit further. Isn't that pretty? Look at the sparkle on that. I love those colors together. Just love those colors together. And again, here's the other necklace that I finished and I made. I don't know that I'm going to make one that has them all together like that again. We'll see. So I'm just going to put this down. I want to show you one thing, a couple things actually. Now, as I went through and I made all of these smaller beads and did those, honestly, it went so fast. Once I got off camera and did that, it went so fast. But I decided I would use my loopers. And I've got this 2.25 looper. And I've got this 1.5 looper. And you'll notice that I put some white paint on an area that I call the claw, because that's what will grab the pin when you put it inside, and pinches the pin and makes the really pretty end that you want as far as having a bead, or not a bead, but a loop on the end. However, I just wanted to say one thing about these. Watch this. See if you notice. I'm going to squeeze it without a bead in there. See if you notice anything. All right, that's all the way squeezed. Do you see how they do not come together? They don't come all the way together. I was trying to figure out when I was making my loops why they weren't closing. Well, that's why. That is why they weren't closing. Because these don't come together at the top. So generally, they will stay open a little bit. But, and this one, same thing. This is the smaller looper. I'll put it together for you. You see that? It is not coming all the way together. And that was very frustrating to me until I realized that it was okay, because it was much faster to use the looper and make my loops and then just finish it off with my plier. Just bring it in a little bit with my plier. Than it was to be cutting all of them all by myself and kind of, trying to figure out where to cut and so forth. These do make the loops all the same size, which is really what you want, and it's nice. So I'll show you one of them. Let's see. I think I'm going to use, I might use the smaller looper for right now, and I will make some loops on these cube beads. This is the jump ring that I will put each group on. As you notice, here's a group, 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 here's a group. And of course, here is one group. So there's 7 groups. That's what I made. I made 7 groups of those for this pretty necklace. But I ended up taking the jump rings off in between pairs. So what you would do is you would take this one when you're done and another one when you're done, and you would hook them together with these, and you could actually put with these jump rings, and you could actually put a bead through too on a pin if you wanted to, and have a pin there and hook it to this jump ring, and then have another jump ring over here that hooks to your other set cluster. I'll call it a cluster. And that's how it's taught by Misty Moon Designs, and I love that idea, but I liked it better when they were closer together, so I took that piece out and I just hooked the jump rings together, and that's what made them, well, you'll see as I go, but I just wanted to show you that one. Isn't that just so pretty? I love the colors together. Really pretty. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is just show you what's going on here. Let's use this small one. I'm going to push these out of the way so they're not in my way, and you can see just a little bit better what I'm doing, but I want to keep them in their groups. I put them on the ball pins. As you notice, they each have a ball pin on the bottom. See, I'm going to let it slide back, and perhaps you can see it. See the ball pin? I had some of those, so that's what I used. And I'll put these over here, put that out of the way, put these out of the way also with that. And I'll just leave maybe that up here. You can see that. And push these out of the way too. So we'll have this group right here. All right, I'm gonna get the jump ring out of there. And maybe get these little ones out of there as well, since they're done and ready to be attached. Okay. I don't know about you guys. We're having a little bit cooler weather here in Kansas. I think it's going to heat up again next week, but we always have the humidity. But yeah, I'm not complaining, honestly. It's not. To me, it's not that bad. But, you know, I think of those who are suffering in Kentucky with the flooding and everything, and I just, oh my goodness, feel so badly for them. Okay, so there's that group, and let's see what we can do with that. And get these others out of the way so it's not a distraction. Okay. I think I'll set this over here too. You can kind of look at it. Okay. Let's bring in the looper, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Push this up a little ways. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the smaller one, and what you do is you take whatever bead you want to make a loop on the end of, and this is a double beaded one. You see that? I found some teeny weeny periwinkle beads as well, so I'm going to use those. Those are little fire polish ones. And you take it and you guide the pin through like that, so it's sticking out that side. You see? It's sticking out the side. Now I'm hoping, because I put white paint on that you'll see how this works even better. Let's see. Be sure you push your beads real close up to the side of the looper right here, and I keep my finger on it because I don't want it to be loose. I don't want the loop to be real loose. Okay, let's watch how this works now. All you do is hold that there, and I'm going to squeeze. Okay, and you see how it did not go all the way up? What they say to do is take this then and bend it back this way a little bit, and then it will be ready for you to finish. Let's see, I'm going to throw that away so it doesn't get in there. So this is what happens, is you just get, let's see here, a little bit of I mean, it does not go shut all the way. And I thought, maybe mine are just broken, and no, that's how they are. I went to YouTube and that's how they are. So what I do is I come in with my round nose pliers, I just grab it, and I put it back where it needs to be. There. That's not bad at all. except I've got a little too much slack there. No, I guess it's not. It's good. So it's not bad if you use it like that, and then you're willing to twist the loose end in. It takes you much longer, believe me, to do it on your own. You know, to take this plier, to bend the wire, to bend it back, make the loop, cut it off. So I decided even though it's not foolproof as far as making it closed all the way, I like this. And that's a good thing because I have 2 of them. The only thing I don't like is how far apart it is. And I've squeezed it a little bit together before I even start here so I can grab it better. Holding that in, squeezing it like that, making sure, oh, that flew away. That's the other thing, you want to be careful it doesn't fly on the floor. So there it is. Now I'm going to open it up. And what happens sometimes is it gets stuck because this little hook is pressing against it. So I loosen it up a little bit and then I just turn it over and it falls off. Let's see how good this one was with making it with that now. And not too bad. Yeah, they will vary just a little bit as far as being able to close or not close, but it does not take long whatsoever for you to do that. So let's do a few more. Okay, if I can aim right, and there you go. Here we go again. And what I tend to do when I'm doing this by myself is I point it down at my mat like that, so it doesn't go flying. And I'll do that. See, and then it hits right there, and then I can pick it up, throw it away. And there it is. It's staying inside. Okay, I'm going to hold it tight still, and I'm just going to do a little bit bend back to my left. I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to drop it out. Okay. See how that one did? That's a little bit better. What you don't want to do is to have a small ring, a small loop here that won't fit. This is a 10 millimeter jump ring. Make sure that the ring that you're making on here fits around this. So we'll open the jump ring in a little bit and we'll put some on. And I just want to make sure it is closed all the way because I don't want it, yeah, it is. I don't want it falling off when it's on. So let's do another one. And again, this is the smaller of the 2 loopers. Sometimes you want a bigger loop. Okay, hold it again. Ready? I'm going to let it fly that way so you can see it. Well, it just stayed there. How about that? So there it is. You can see I'm holding onto it, squeezing it, and I'm going to bend it back this way just a little bit. And then I'm going to turn it, actually, and I'm going to go drop it right down there. Now, I'll pick this up, and none of these have been closed yet. I don't know that I've ever had one that closed, but some are closer than others. I'm not sure why, but they just are different. Okay, so that one's good too. So I've got 4 of these, and I've got 4 of those. Now, my cube bead, I'm going to do the same. So let's do this. Let's just put it in. Again, I'm picking it up, and I'm closing it a little ways, but not too far. I want to be sure I can get this pin stuck through there before those jaws close. So you have to be careful. All right, so now I'm going to hold this up to here. Again, I'm going to squeeze. That fell down there. I'll get rid of that. Okay, I'm going to bend it this way a little bit. And then I'm just dropping it. And let me show you what it looks like here. That's what it looks like. Can you see that? I'm going to hold it this way. So it's not closed, and all you have to do is come in. But they're all the same size loop. They're the same size as my other ones. So I don't have to be guessing about what I'm doing or how much to cut off and so forth. So, and I don't get paid for this advertisement, so these work nicely. I like them. I just had to lay it down last night and really look at it and see why they weren't closing, and duh. Okay. I don't know why I didn't see that before. I've had these for a little while. Okay, here we go. Coming in. Putting it in again. Pushing this, holding this up here. Going to squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Now that one did go flying. I'm not sure where it went. Oops, I forgot to bend it backwards. That's all right. What I'm going to do is put this in here. If you forget to do that, and you probably will like I do, bend it back away from the open part. Now, just bring it back down. Make sure that it's closed. Make sure it lines up with the stem of the ball pin, yeah. So, okay, that's good too. And now let's do another one. Here we go. Hold it there. Oops. It says patent pending on this. That's interesting. Okay, here we go. I get a better grip here. All right, here we go. Okay, bend it back a little bit. Drop it. I heard it go on my desk somewhere. Oh, there it is. I'll pick it up and throw it away. I don't know, was it you, Diane, that said you were concerned that it would be too hard to handle this tool, the looper, because you have small hands? It probably wouldn't be if you just brought it in a little bit. Just make sure you've got enough space to put your pin through there. Okay. All right, and that's shut. That's shut. Sometimes you have to straighten them up too. Sometimes they get a little bit crooked. There, that's good. All right, so here we have these 4. We have our copper 4, and we have these 3. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you how I do it. It's so simple. This is the hard part, but you know, when you're not on camera, you can go a little faster. So I'm going to pick this up, and I'm going to actually take my plier, a couple different pliers here, flat nose and round nose that's bent round nose, and I'm going to open it up. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue to hold this onto this side over here, and I'm going to take it and I'm going to move it up a little bit, and I'm going to add my beads. So let's just do, I'm going to do copper, and I'll call this blue. I'll call this cube. And then I'm going to do another copper. Oops. Where did it go? There you are. And another, oops, copper. And another periwinkle one with a little bead on it. Oops. Generally, I just do it like this. I hold it like that, and they go on easy. Okay? Okay. So there's 2, and then a cube, and then 2. And I'm going to add another cube. You just kind of vary them. Okay. Now I'm going to do a copper. Copper. Come on, copper. Periwinkle, little one. Okay. And let's see, should I put another cube there? I probably should, yeah. There's only 3. The other beads are 4 each. Okay, so there's that. See, it's getting full, isn't it? And you might want to, what you can do is grab this side and then make sure this, you can have a little bit more room. And hold them up, and then you can add more. So the last one there was that one. Okay, so that I will put a copper. It's kind of tricky. And a little periwinkle. Now I'm going to close it like that. Make sure you close it really well. I mean, this has a lot of beads on it, so you want to make sure that it's really nicely closed. I don't know if you ever get jump rings that kind of are off-centered, and then they're off-centered when you get them and they won't close. There you go. Isn't that pretty? So right now we have 2, and you can just see how this might develop as we go. So 1, 2, and you know, I could make a beautiful necklace with just this one piece. It would be so pretty. So I could have 7 necklaces instead of just 1. And they do get a little heavy. They do get a little heavy. So I'm going to determine what I'm going to do when I'm off camera, and then I'll show you. But I'm going to stop here and not make this any longer so you can see see those 2. Oh, I think they're so pretty. Okay, so I'm going to stop. I'm going to make the rest of them, put the rest of them together, and I will be back in a little bit. All right, I came back and I finished 7 sets of these little cuties. Aren't they pretty? I think they really turned out pretty. Let me bring it down just a tad there. So what I went ahead and did is, as you can see, I attached them to jump rings. There you go. I should have used rose gold, but I didn't have any that small, that 10 millimeter. I have some that are larger. I just didn't have any wire either that was rose gold. So that's one thing I'm going to have to make sure that I do get is some rose gold, because I like it. I really like it. And I've got chain that has rose gold. So those are 3 of them. The other 4 I have already put on a necklace. Let me just show you this. Okay, here it is. What do you think? And I put a little toggle on this one as well, like I did on the pink one. Let's see, maybe I can just bring this up and bring this down just a little bit so you can kind of see what I did here. So I used a rose gold jump ring for this side of the chain, and on this side I decided I would, like I said, I didn't have any wire, so I took one of the larger rose gold jump rings that I had, and I opened it. And it's hard to open because they're very strong. They're a nice quality jump ring. So I opened it up and straightened it the best I could, and I made a loop on one end with this looper, with the 1.5 millimeter looper, and then I put these blue beads on, which are the periwinkle beads from, of course, from here. Anyway, I put those on, and then I put 2 on, and then what I did is I ran the chain onto it. This is a nice sturdy chain. I'm glad I have sturdy chains. That's nice. And then I put 2 more beads on, and then I curled this end. It was hard to curl the ends of these because the jump ring was pretty strong wire, but I really like it. Let me show you the difference here. Same chain, but I made this differently. And I used some gold wire on this one, which, you know, it probably would have been okay to do for this one. But let me see, I'll do it this way. So made this a little bit longer, didn't it? I wove wire through, I wove wire, and let me do that again, see? So this one's a little bit longer. I wove wire around the beads on this one, and I also made a jump ring that was actually a part of that wire, so it wouldn't come off, and then I attached the chain to that. And I opened the chain you can open these little pieces of chain to attach them, and that's what I did. And I wouldn't do that if I had a chain that was really weak, but this one is not weak. It's a nice sturdy chain too, so I'm thankful for that. So anyway, back to this one. When I attached these together, and I put 4 on here, I only have 3 left. So when I put the 4 on here, I decided I would use these beads. And so I needed 3, 1 between each. And I used this color on the end, this in the middle, and the same color on the end again. Let me show you. You can't really tell that much, but if I tip it over here, there you go. Let me just point this out with this. So I'll bring it down a little bit more here. Here I have this color, and it's a little bit bigger bead than the other beads on these, on these single pieces. So there's the blue, and here's the other color like that. So hopefully you can see how I did that. Let me move that. So I got out some wire, and I put with my looper, I made a loop on one end of the wire. Then I strung on my bead, and I made a loop at the other end of the wire, and then I attached it. And I tried to go, when I put it on, I tried to sort of find the middle of the beads, and went straight across, hopefully, from this chain, which I attached directly. This chain I attached directly to the jump ring as well. Don't have to. You don't have to do that. You could have put a jump ring on here and then attached the chain to the jump ring, but I didn't find that was really necessary. Okay, so I attached that there. Then I went over here, and I did the very same thing. I cut about a 3-inch piece of wire, put a loop on one end, put the bead on, made a loop on the other end, and attached it again, trying to get it straight across from this first bead. I can't, there's so many beads I can't get them out of the way. And then of course I did it the third time, and I attached again as best I could in the center. So this is really pretty. I really like it, and it's it's not quite as heavy because I only have 3 of the clusters on here. Let me pull this other one out here and show you how they look so different. This is really looking bunched up to me now that I made that one, but I love both of them. I think they're really, let me move this over just a little bit more so you can see. Okay, all right, there you go. There they are. There's sparkle there, isn't there? But this is a little bit lighter to wear around your neck, maybe a little more dainty. This might be for a fun evening, more fancy evening out. I don't know. Or I think it would be pretty with just black, like a black jumpsuit. Take an off-white linen big blouse, put that on, and put this on. And I think it would just be beautiful with that. So I think you can dress it up or make it casual, either one. But that's what I did with these. Now I've got 3 more to do. Oh, I was going to show you too. I also made earrings to go. Let me move this out of the way. I made earrings to go with this one too that I like. I like to make very simple, very lightweight earrings because earrings bother my ears if they're heavy. They really bother my ears if they're heavy. So let me bring this down a bit so we can see the whole thing here. There we go. So there it is. Isn't that pretty? I think it turned out really nice. I'm very happy with it. I'm not exactly sure now what I want to do with this. Maybe I'll make something where these are hanging down from each other like that. I don't know. I want something different. Since I've got 2 necklaces now like this, I guess I would rather have something a little different since I saved these 3. So I have to give that a little bit of thought. And I thought of using these as earrings, but they're to me, they're too heavy. You could, you know, if earrings don't bother you, you certainly could. But to me, they're too heavy for that, for me. So I have to give that some thought. When I figure it out, I will definitely let you know. And you can kind of wiggle these and jiggle these around when you wear them. Because sometimes you can see these, let me move this over here. Sometimes you can see the jump rings. And like I said, I should have had rose gold jump rings. And I should have had rose gold wire too, but I didn't. Or ball pins, but I didn't. So I used what I had, and it really isn't bad. It's not bad. You really can't see it unless you really are looking for it. But I just think it turned out really, really quite lovely. So I'm happy with that. Anyway, you can tell me what you think. And I hope you like it too. And I hope that you will try it. And I'm not sure what else I need to tell you in regard to that. But, oh, I do want to say one thing. These are kind of hard to get on. If you want to move the beads out of the way, and then to hook this little hook around that jump ring, be patient. That's all I can say is be patient. You'll get it. But it took me some time, more time to do that than it did to put all the beads on one of these. But maybe you'll get the hang of it sooner than I will when you make one. So anyway, that's all. I just wanted to share what I've done and how that looks. And I really hope you try one or both of these. And I hope you go see Louisa on Misty Moon Designs and see what she did. She's really seems to be such a nice lady. Okay, there we go. There's both of them right there. Bring those down a little bit. And my earrings. I should bring my earrings in too. There we go. My other earrings are over there for this, but I hope you enjoyed every minute of this. I enjoyed doing it again. I think the more you do something, you know, the better you get each time. But it is time consuming. I just want you to know that. But it's really fun. Once you get all the pieces done, you know, all the little ball pins in, then putting them on the jump rings, that's easy. That's really pretty easy and pretty quick. So that's about it. That's all I wanted to share with you today. And if you don't have something, you know, just look around again and what you do have and make do, like I did with this. I just stretched out like I said, I just stretched out a big jump ring as best I could, and then I put the beads on there. So it worked for me, and I know it would work for you too if you tried it. So have a good evening now. God bless you all, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.